do love myself a Christmas special. I remember back in the day on Cartoon Network, they would be showing Christmas specials all day long, all throughout December. Grinch, Frosty, Rudolph, you name it. But that one special I never got to see was the Christmas tree. I've never heard of it till about a couple of years back. It seems to have just been forgotten about, because apparently it isn't very good. In fact, it's considered to be one of the worst Christmas specials of all time. But it surely can't be that bad, right? I mean, on IMDb, it's a 0.1 above the Rap City Street Kids. So that's got to count for something, right? So Titch's Hidden Gems makes a return today, and we take a look back at the Christmas tree and find out if it is a hidden gem. We open up the story, which the narrator describes as...
It's a delightful Christmas story.
Right.
In a small orphanage, which is run by the evil Miss Mavilda. Well, how do we know she's evil? A sharp zoom in and a finger point.
Evil rules of a lady named Mrs. Mavilda.
Oh, I think I've just myself.
The little ones were always forced to do heavy work by the wicked woman. The children never had toys, new clothes, or anything.
Yeah, narrator, I thought you said this was a delightful story.
It's a delightful Christmas story. But they had a friend. The pine tree they named Mrs. Hopewell. Yes, Hopewell.
Okay, no need to get snappy at me. I got you the first time, you prick.
She didn't really take good care of the children, but she made people think she did. Every time the mayor came by, he always thought that Mrs. Mavilda was taking good care of her children. But after he left a donation, Mrs. Mavilda would immediately take off the child's clothes and put them away in a closet for the mayor's next visit. Poor children. Once more...
Yeah, we already got the message. We really didn't need to see the half-naked children for a second time.
It's a delightful Christmas story.
I bet Balenciaga had a hand in this one too. A new family arrives in town, and wife and mother Judy has been assigned to work at the orphanage.
Oh, you.
We come from the mayor's.
I know.
And from the moment Mavilda opened her mouth, we knew it was downhill for this special.
I'd better go now. Take good care of yourself and the children, Judy. I will be back before Christmas.
This woman is ruining my good vibes. I'm going to make a video in my car about my depression. Judy is then told what her jobs are at the orphanage.
You have to get up at 7, prepare breakfast, feed the children at 8, then clean and wash. Don't forget dinner at 6 so the children will be in bed by 7:30. I don't want to see any children out of their beds. Come, children.
Yeah, I
Follow
understand.
me. Another
Okay,
thing.
you're still talking, sorry. Mavilda takes Judy's kids to where the other kids stay. Me, those are some scary looking kids. I guess that's what happens when you're glared at with no clothes on for too long. As Judy is busy doing chores, she checks in on the kids.
Oh, there you are.
Mommy, come here and see Mr.
Oh God, they got your kids now! It's too late for them. Run, woman! Run while you still can! Run!
Where is she? I can't see her.
Over there, Mommy.
Where? Why are you guys giggling?
Mrs. Hopewell is a tree. That tree.
I didn't get a word of that.
When I'm scared, I think about her branches like arms holding me.
I swear she ain't using real words.
Someday, Mrs. Hopewell is going to bring us a mom and a dad to take Licorice and us to a happy home.
Licorice? Now who's Licorice? A dog?
Don't say that loud, Mommy. Mrs. Mavilda doesn't like him in here.
Well, children, if Mrs. Mavilda doesn't want him in here, we shouldn't have him in here.
I knew we should have never shown him to your mother. Adults are always the same.
Yep, now f*** off, Licorice.
How could this happen to me?
All right. He can stay, but you need just a little something.
And we better get on with that something quick. The edge of the animation board is showing. They give the dog a bath, and Judy decides to build some play equipment around Mrs. Hopewell with planks of wood. Because nothing says child-friendly fun with an arse full of splinters.
But I have finished my work I did that on my spare time.
Did you finish washing?
Yes.
Ironing?
Yes.
And what about cleaning?
Yes, the entire house.
You may go now.
Excellent scene. Just brilliant. Well done.
Ah, they really are getting along.
Jesus, what kind of face is that? That's a face only a Clinton would love. The mayor donates more money and Mavilda loses it.
Here knows the children's money again.
It's a delightful Christmas story.
Christmas has arrived, and the mayor is donating more money than usual.
I've got enough money here to get the children new clothes. And still some left for their Christmas presents.
What's with that massive gap? Are we waiting for the voice actor to turn his page or something?
By the way, where's Judy? Oh, Mrs. Kindle. Good that you're here.
Where the does she come from? All I heard was a footstep and she's there.
By the way, where's Judy? Oh, Mrs. Kindle. Good that you're...
Did she just leap over the banister and just land lightly?
By the way, where's Judy? Oh, Mrs. Kindle. Good that you're here. I just gave Mrs. Mavilda the money there so she can buy new clothes for the children. Would you mind helping Mrs. Mavilda pick out some nice clothes for the children?
I'd be more than honored, Mr. Mayor.
Good.
Thanks once again, Mr. Mayor.
I've got to tell the children the good news.
Frank? Mavilda, do you feel lucky tonight?
This part was animated by Canadians, buddy. Judy tells the kids about the clothes they're going to get.
Maybe if there's some money left over, I can convince Mrs. Mavilda to buy some red velvet. That way I can make some Christmas stockings to hang on the fireplace.
What's that?
Don't you know about Christmas stockings that you hang on the fireplace for Santa Claus to fill? You
No, we
don't.
haven't heard of. Fine,
Which
you can
one of
interrupt
you
me as
knows
well,
about
bitch.
Christmas?
So Judy tells the kids about Christmas, Santa, and Santa granting one wish to all the children.
I wish my little teddy bear had his other arm. Look how you're wishing for that. I want a bike.
Meanwhile, Mavilda's getting completely wankered and ends up gambling away all the kids' money.
What a hangover.
It's a delightful Christmas story.
Mavilda tells Judy that they won't be going clothes shopping for the kids anymore.
I don't want the children playing outside anymore. You better make sure of that.
Because you don't want the mayor to see them without new clothes.
All right, now you know. And now that you know, you better make sure you don't tell him a thing.
Actually, I've been wearing a wire, and the mayor now knows everything. You're Miss Mavilda.
Now that you know, you better make sure you don't tell him a thing, or you and your children are out in the cold.
Judy now has to break the news to the kids.
Well, I'm afraid you're not going to be getting them. I know, but there's nothing I can do about it. I have something else to say. You're not going to be allowed to play outside anymore.
That's not fair, Mrs. Kindle.
Mrs. Hopewell isn't going to understand that. She's going to think we don't like her anymore.
Please, children, don't make it more difficult for me.
Oh, I'm sorry it's been so hard on you. We didn't realise because we were being so busy being abused, being used to get free money, and getting stared at by politicians in their car. We'll definitely be more considerate next time. Mavilda now wants to get rid of Judy, so she makes a plan with one of her friends to make her out to be a thief stealing from him. One of the kids overheard the conversation and tries to tell Judy.
Mrs. Kindle, I need to tell you something.
Can you tell me when I get back?
I gotta tell you now.
Whatever it is, just tell me.
Yes, tell Mrs. Mavilda. She can help you.
Yeah, tell the old hag that gambled all the money away and blackmailed you to keep quiet about it. She's a trustworthy person.
You stupid, stupid bastard!
So she goes to tell the other kids instead.
Poor Mommy. What are we gonna do, Pappy?
Mrs. Kindle's really in trouble. And there's nothing we could do to stop that mean witch.
So, that...
What the f***? The top half of her body just disappeared for a second. There have been so many animation mistakes that have slipped through the cracks. And I'm not just talking about the edge of the animation board. Hands clipping in and out of objects. Mouth movements not syncing up with the voice acting. But even without that, the animation on the whole is just slow and dated. Now you may think that this animation came out in the 60s or 70s, but actually it came out in 1991. Yeah, sure, older Christmas specials are a bit dated as well, but at least they still have charm to them. But the Christmas tree has less charm than a gorilla scratching its nuts.
Poor Mrs. Hopewell. We can't just stay here without doing something. What can we do?
What about your mother? She's also in danger.
Okay, so there's either an audio malfunction or the kid's a robot. I'm gonna go with the latter. But seriously though, the Christmas tree doesn't just look dated, it sounds like it too. All the voice actors sound like they're reading the script for the first time. The parents, Ray and Judy, sound like the most miserable bastards you've ever met. And the children are just as bad, if not worse. Some voice actors sound like they're too young and can't pronounce their words properly.
I don't worry about my mother because I know she can defend herself. But
Some of them sound older, maybe a bit too old. And I'm pretty sure one of them sounds like he's a chain smoker.
Santa's not gonna hear you. Nobody's gonna hear you. Miracles don't happen.
Oh God, I really should try vaping. They found out that Matilda is going to cut down Mrs. Hopewell, so Lily changes her wish to save her.
Santa, I wish somehow you could save Mrs. Hopewell. Can I change my wish too? Santa, you know that bike I wished for? Well, you can take it back.
Blooming.
Eventually, they find out they live close enough to the North Pole that they don't freeze to death, so one of them could go see Santa directly.
Pappy, you gotta go now!
What? Go where?
To get help from Santa Claus.
Why me?
Because if you don't, we'll make sure you're standing next to Joe Biden when he visits. Okay, what's the zip code? So Pappy and Licorice make their way to the North Pole. But not long through their journey, Pappy finds a stowaway.
You? It's me, Pappy. Don't be mad, Pappy. I just had to come.
I love the fact that he's blanking his own sister. What the f*** is he staring at?
Be mad, Pappy. I just had to come. We can look after each other. And besides, I brought the food.
Damn, that dog is fast. They are now getting very close to the North Pole. But out of nowhere, they get attacked by Baloo the Bear from the Jungle Book. Yep, boing is the perfect sound effect for a violent bear attack. It worked so well in Predator. Licorice manages to take down the bear, but Lily falls off the edge of the cliff and is nowhere to be seen.
Lily's gone, Licorice. She's gone.
It's a delightful Christmas story.
Back in town, George Michael has crashed his car, which means Judy has to turn around and go back to the orphanage. The kids tell her what happened to Pappy and Lily, and weirdly asks for Matilda's help, but Matilda has had enough of her.
You have caused enough trouble. I'm sick and tired of your children in that tree. Pack your things right now. You're fired. I don't want to see your face another minute. Get out!
Now, this is the most expression I've got out of you in this entire film. The rest of the time you've shown less emotion than Klaus Schwab's. Matilda now tries to cut down the tree, but the kids and Judy are having none of it.
Those fools will move away. Show them the saw.
Whatever you say, ma'am. What is the meaning of this? Turn that thing off. I can't hear a thing. Can someone explain to me why all of you are out in the middle of this snow on Christmas Eve?
And why is that kid smoking? I've been trying to cut down, but it's been really stressful recently.
Mommy, Mommy.
But where's Lily? Where is she?
She's gone, Mommy.
Oh God, what do you mean? Ray.
What is it with people just coming out of nowhere? Seriously, there's only one Ray I know that can do that.
Ray.
Tell me, son, what happened to Lily?
She fell from a cliff, Mommy, Daddy. All the way down.
Wow, that reaction was brilliant.
She fell from a cliff, Mommy, Daddy.
Oh well. Obviously, the makers of this special don't have kids, but I bet they've been fired before.
We had to do something before Mrs. Matilda cut down Mrs. Hopewell. She's gonna become Mrs. Matilda so mean.
Shut up, bitch!
Judy tells the mayor about Mrs. Hopewell and the connection she has with the kids.
When the children discovered that Mrs. Matilda was going to cut down their friend, why, they had to think of something. Mrs. Hopewell is everything to them.
Wait a minute, hold it. What happened with the money that I've been donating? And look at them. They look like they haven't had new clothes in years. What if the inspector were to come?
Well, heck, what if the mayor saw this? Oh, shit! I am the mayor!
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
The mayor orders Matilda not to cut down the tree. But Matilda makes one last attempt at it. And what happens next is probably the most Deus Ex Machina bullshit you've ever seen. She got struck by lightning.
It's a delightful Christmas story.
And the people around were so shocked, 2 of them turned completely grey. Finally, Santa shows up and Lily turns out to be okay.
Look! Teddy's got a new arm!
The one guy that should not be creepy. We already had the kids from Sinister and Mayor Weinstein. I'd take grumpy Channel 4 Father Christmas over this monstrosity any day.
Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!
And here's that bike you wanted, you little brat. So the mayor makes Mrs. Hopewell the town's official Christmas tree and tells Judy that she's now in charge at the orphanage.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, I would be more than honored.
Wait a minute. You can't take this job. That's right, because you'll be busy helping me raise 9 children.
9 children?
But I'm not pregnant and you had that vasectomy. Oh. Fuck. And now the only thing left is for the narrator to round things up. And if you listen just close enough, you can hear the exact moment he gives up.
I guess this town is going to have the best Christmas ever. Lily and Pappy are back safe. The other children have themselves a mom and a dad. Ray and Judy got themselves the job of running the orphanage. And Mrs. Matilda, well, Mrs. Matilda, she's going to be all right. From what I've heard, she went back to work in the orphanage as Judy's assistant. Well, don't worry about Mrs. Matilda. She's good now. She learned that you always win when you are good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Only good people win. Like James Corden, such a great guy. He's definitely not a narcissistic fat
Country roads.
And that was The Christmas Tree. And you know what? It doesn't deserve to be on the list of the worst Christmas specials. Because it shouldn't have been made in the first place. I have never seen a special made with so little effort, quality, and most importantly, heart. I genuinely believe that no one gave 2 when making this film. Poor animation, bland characters, terrible voice acting and bad audio quality, and the story is just so boring. This special has a runtime of 42 minutes, and it felt twice as long watching the bloody thing. Everything felt drawn out and over-explained. But even if you cut out all the filler, that could not save this forest fire. Believe me, this special will drain you of your Christmas spirit. So go watch Father Christmas, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Frosty, Rudolph, Elf, Die Hard, anything but this piece of shit. So what I'm saying is, The Christmas Tree is definitely not a hidden gem. This one is literally one of the worst when it comes to Christmas specials. This one definitely deserves to be forgotten about. It might be the season of giving, but when it comes to The Christmas Tree, you can bloody keep it.
It's a delightful Christmas.
Shut up! And that was another episode of Titch's Hidden Gems. But what do you guys think? Have you seen The Christmas Tree? What is the worst Christmas special you've ever seen? And what is the most unbelievable Deus Ex Machina moment you have ever seen? Comment down below and let me know. And that's about everything for today, my friends, and thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you saw, make sure you like, share and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I've been Titch, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and Merry Christmas.
Hello, Daddy. Come and play with us.
That's what you think, children!
Flanders to God, get off your cloud and save
Mrs. Hopewell.
Yeah! Thanks, God.
Oakley dokley.
Don't worry, nobody dies in this story. They just get really big boo-boos. What did I tell you?
That's what you think, children!
Seize that woman!
What? Oh my!
Wait a minute. The hell, Cole! Taker was here! Wait a minute, what was it? Hell in a Cell at Armageddon, and it's The Undertaker! He just rode a black chariot in here! It is chilling.